Some interesting decisions for the Browns and Andrew Berry to make relative to contrast. You got Jack Conklin, Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. We talked about that. Nick Chubb, Greg Newsome. What do you think they do with some of those guys? Do you think all of those guys are back? Do you think they move on from anybody?
Well, I think starting with the tackles, the big question is you already picked up the guaranteed fifth-year option for Jedrick Wills, so he's going to be here. You just have to decide, is he the long-term answer? Are you going to give him that big extension to be your left tackle, or are you going to let him play on that contract and play Jones at right tackle? Or what are you going to do with Conklin? Last year they renegotiated and gave him a big deal. I don't know if I don't see how you can put Jones on the bench. I think they got to figure out something. It's going to come down to what their long-term decision is with Wills. If it is to keep him as the left tackle, or make Jones the left tackle and flip Wills to right tackle, I don't know. But I really think those are the two major. Wills is the big domino. I think they would probably do something with Conklin, restructure his deal. I don't know if you'd want to bring him back as a swing, your backup. But I think definitely next year it'll be Wills and Jones would be the starters. As far as JOK, I think it's no question he's going to be extended. Greg Newsome, he's a first-round pick, so he now is in that fifth-year option. Andrew Berry, most everybody he's drafted, the first rounders, they picked up the option, even Baker Mayfield, who he didn't draft. I think that buys you another year to see what he can do. I don't know if he would get the big extension. Right now, I see him as the third corner, and it's going to come down, do you feel like a Cameron Mitchell or one of the younger guys can fill that role? But I don't know. I think the jury's a little out, but they usually pick up the option and then figure it out from there. Let him go or trade him like they did with Baker, or whatever there. But I think I agree with you don't move on until you got a better option, so to say. No pun intended. He's a quality player, but I don't know if he's a, $15-20 million guy like a Denzel Ward. So who else was there?
Yeah, that was Chubb, and I would assume that they just kind of find a way to minimize the cap hit with him. I would think.
I see that being like a Jack Conklin, restructure, give him guaranteed money. I think with Conklin they gave him guaranteed money up front and then spread it out. They're definitely going to do that with Chubb. I think it's $15 million. It's not guaranteed, so that they could cut the guy and just walk away. Andrew Berry said they wouldn't, do that, and so I'm sure they're going to restructure and extend him. The hard thing with that is there's no question in my mind Nick Chubb will be back on the field, but will he be a 6.2 yards per carry back? Or a 2.83, or even a 4-yard carry. I mean, that's a major injury. If anybody can do it, it'll be Chubb. And so it's very difficult because you look at the business side of it. Do you go get another running back, or do you just sentimentally say, well, he's going to be there, So I think he'll be back, but I don't know at what point next year he'll be back, and I don't know if they even know what type of running back you're going to be. Sometimes it's the following year after a surgery when you're totally healthy. Then he'd be like 29. So there's already a question. Would you extend him to begin with if he was totally healthy? Now you got this compounded situation. So probably be a lot of incentives, to come back and so forth. But I will say this, being around him, if anybody's going to make the comeback, it would be Nick Chubb.